Hi everybody, hello, welcome back to THE Student Webinars. Today we are joined by the University of Limerick, who are here to discuss all things Ireland, careers and study options for you in our webinar. Now, thank you for joining. We always love to see you faces here and to know, that you are interested in studying abroad. Now, we will ask questions. Please do ask questions. We do love them in our sessions, and we will get to those at the very end of our webinar. The Q&A box just at the bottom of your screen there, so you'll be able to ask anything in there, and we will get to them at the very end. All right, those on Facebook as well, hello. We will also get to your questions too, do not worry. But if you can register at the link below, that'll be perfect, and we can get all of you in here to ask some questions. Okay, so I'm going to hand you over to your host, Amir.
Thanks very much, Dravula. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're delighted that you could be with us. I am working in the international office here in the University of Limerick. We look to recruit full-time students here to Limerick, to Ireland, and I'm going to take you through the Irish education system, the Irish university education system, tell you about our internship program, which is a paid internship program that all undergraduate students must complete. It's an integral part of their studies here. A little bit about understanding the working visa process in Ireland, including working part-time while you study here, and learning as well, of course, about what work opportunities are available to you after graduating. I'd be delighted to take any questions that you have at the end as well. So we'll get started. So why Ireland? Ireland is a very safe and welcoming environment. We are ranked 3rd on the Global Peace Index 2022. We're the largest English-speaking country in the Eurozone. It's ourselves and Malta are the 2 English-speaking countries, and we are the largest of the 2. We have a long-standing reputation for high-quality education. It's long been known that the education system in Ireland is of a very high standard, and we pride ourselves on that, particularly here at the University of Limerick. We do pride ourselves on having a very good education system. Companies in Ireland, we have many companies who require a skilled, educated and highly capable workforce to drive their success, and many companies have chosen to locate in Ireland and make Ireland their European headquarters. We're centres of excellence for tech, pharma, medical and other industries, and I have a slide later that will cover just some of the companies that have located here in Ireland. We're known to be the Silicon Valley of Europe, again, which all ties back to all the high-tech, high-quality companies that have located here and are looking for a very skilled workforce. Ireland is an amazing place to come to study. We're number 1 for international student happiness here in UL, and part of that is because Ireland is such a safe and welcoming environment. Just a little bit on Limerick then. We are Ireland's third largest city. We have a population of 100,000. Limerick is home to 150 different nationalities. Almost 50% of Limerick's population is under the age of 35. So it's a very young and vibrant city. It's a great base from which to explore Europe and the rest of the world. We're here, as you will see, on the west coast. We're 30 minutes to the nearest airport in Shannon. And from there, you're about a 1-hour flight to London, 2 hours to Paris. London, of course, and the UK being our nearest neighbour. So we really are very well positioned for exploring the entire island of Ireland. Limerick City is known as the Treaty City. So it's vibrant, it's modern, but we have a rich medieval past, which is steeped in culture. We've medieval castles, museums, galleries, farmers markets, street art, many multinational companies, and a great music scene as well. And it's a big sporting city. We're surrounded by lovely green countryside, and we've renowned golf courses. We've the Limerick Greenway as well close by, and a beautiful walk from UL along the river right into the city centre. We've a proud history as an industrial hub. We've many technological parks located in Limerick, one of which is right beside the university's campus itself. So just move along here. So as you will see, this is us. 1 hour to London, 2 to Paris, New York is 7, Sao Paulo is 12, Dubai is 8, and of course on the west coast of the US, you have San Francisco, which is 13.5 hours. We are very well positioned to explore Europe and the rest of the world. So it really is a great place to be. Just a little bit of an introduction to UL then. We are a public university in Ireland. We are ranked in the top 100 young universities in the world. That's according to the QS and Times Higher Education. Our university motto is wisdom through action. We focus on practical industry-led education, and we are known as being a disruptor in education. And what do I mean by that? Well, we were the first university to have a medical school in Ireland since the 1900s. We were the first university to be established in Ireland when we became an independent state. We're the first university to have a female president, and we were the first university to offer our internship program. So we really pride ourselves on leading the way and being the first in many instances. I'll speak more about it later, but we do have the largest internship program in Ireland is in UL. We place over 2,100 students annually, and we have long and close links to industry in Limerick and across the globe. You'll just see our campus there in the background. So we have 8 villages providing accommodation for 4,000 students and staff. We have 366 acres. Our campus actually goes across 2 counties. So we are the University of Limerick, but we have grown now into the neighbouring county of Clare. We've 429 laboratories for teaching, research and specialist and high-tech facilities. The campus, as I say, is very close to the city centre. We have a beautiful walkway that goes the whole way along the River Shannon. It's about 10 to 15 minutes a drive into the city by bus, depending on traffic. So we're very close to the city. So we've 18,000 registered students, and we're represented by 100 different countries across our university student body. We are the number one university for international student happiness. I can't tell you how proud that fact makes us. We really pride ourselves on giving our students the best experience they can possibly have and putting supports around them to support them during their time here and to encourage them to reach their full potential. The campus is absolutely beautiful. You'll see here this figure of 354,100 in total print books. They're housed in our incredible Glucksman library, which has recently undergone an extensive extension. With the students were highly consulted on. There's collaborative spaces, there's individual study spaces, there's 3D printers, there's social media rooms. It's just an incredible space and one that we're incredibly proud of. So what makes us distinctive then? As I say, we're the largest internship program in Europe. We're number 3 across the globe for the overall international student experience. We're the number 1 for happiness, but we're the number 3 for the overall international student experience. We're number 3 in Europe for career preparation. We really do have a fantastic career service, and I will touch on that as well later. But we do pride ourselves on giving our students the absolute best start that we possibly can. We have degrees designed by industry for industry. So our industry, we collaborate with industry on what we cover in our degree program, so that when our graduates go out into the workforce, they are the ones with that competitive edge. There's just fantastic post-work opportunities for our graduates. Our graduates currently enjoy a 15% higher than the national average employment rate. So we are a comprehensive university. And what do I mean by comprehensive university? We have our 4 faculties. We have science and engineering, education and health sciences, arts, laws and humanities, and the business school. And within each of these faculties, we have our various different schools. Our business school in particular is one that we're very proud of. It's in the top 1% of international business schools. We are triple accredited with the AACSB, EQUIS and AMBA. So our business school is exceptional. All of our schools are fantastic. And as I say, we do collaborate heavily with industry and make sure that our programs are leading the way. So our internship program then, We have the highest employability in Ireland. This is according to the Sunday Times Good University Guide 2020. We're ranked #1 in Ireland for student employer connections. Our co-op service, we call it the co-op service. It is an internship program. They place over 2,100 students every year. So if you come to the University of Limerick as an undergraduate, you will be going on a co-op placement. That is it's a hard and fast rule across all our programs for undergraduate. They are typically 8 months in duration. They are formal, they are accredited, and it is compulsory, as I say. It's across all faculties in every single course. The value of it is immeasurable. It gives our students the opportunity to gain professional skills and learn personal competencies from modern and global workplace. It is certainly the largest in Ireland, and we have the strongest links with industry across our co-op program for placing our students. Following on from your graduation, we also have our career service, which assists with job placements for our students post-graduation, where they will help you with your CV or your resume writing. They will also set up some practice interview skills, and we host the largest careers fair in Ireland each year on our campus, where hundreds of companies, from across all sectors come to our campus, to our UL Sports Arena, where they set up for a couple of days, and students can go and speak with those employers, find out more, get that first-hand information about the jobs that are out there. The value then of our internships. Having a structured internship means being engaged on work projects, working independently while having support. You're applying theory to practice. You're more likely to get an interview as you have the work experience. As I say, our graduates have 15% higher chance of getting a job than coming from other universities. You're speaking about specific project experience during your interviews, following on from your graduation. You have real experience, hands-on experience in the professional world. You pick up relevant real-world skills, and of course you get to build a network of contacts in your industry before you graduate. Many of our students will go back to their internship companies for employment after graduation, or they will go find employment with a similar style company. We really believe that our internship program gives our graduates a professional edge over students from other universities when it comes to job opportunities. Just a bit on Irish industry then. UL has 2,000 plus industry partners, and most of them have bases here within Ireland, and we are an EU hub for the following industries. 9 out of the top 10 ICT global companies, 8 out of the top 10 gaming companies, 8 out of the top 10 global pharmaceutical companies, 6 out of the 7 top diagnostic companies, and 15 of the top 20 medical device companies, and 50% of the world's leading financial services firms are all located within Ireland. So this is just a flavour then of some of the companies that are located in Ireland, and many of them have a presence here on the west coast of Ireland and in Limerick. For example, Stryker, Regeneron, Johnson & Johnson and Uber are all located within Limerick, a very short distance from the campus. And Edward Life Science and Fundrock Management, they are all located within the business park right beside the university itself. So we really do have incredible close ties to industry. This will just give you our positioning in the world. So we're here, and to the left of us, all these American companies. And then of course you have European and further afield companies, but we're in the middle, and all of them have a base in Ireland. So this topic then is obviously one that our students are very interested in. Which is like really great for international students coming. If you choose to work during your studies here on your study visa, you can work for up to 20 hours per week during the semester and 40 hours per week outside of term time. So at Christmas holidays or during the summer months, you can stay here and work full time, and you can have 20 hours per week during term time. We do advise, particularly to master's students, that you to take part-time work at weekends or at nighttime so that you can maximize on your studies. And of course, the number one reason that you have come to us is to obtain that qualification. So we want you to be mindful of that, I suppose. But of course, you can work Just a little bit of factual information then. The minimum wage per hour is €11.30, which equates to about €10,000 a year if you're working in part-time. And that's the kind of wage you'd expect in cafes and retail outlets, which many students find easy to get work there while they're studying in their area that they're qualifying in. But it does help with the cost of living for them. You know, €10,000. We roughly advise that for, you know, coming, you need to show that kind of amount of funds for visa purposes, but it's a good way for you to be able to ensure that you can afford to live here, is to have a part-time job. We do put the student union, or Student Life, they do post about job opportunities there. Jobs can be taken on or off campus, and as I say, we're very close to the city centre, 10 to 15 minutes by bus. So working then after graduation, students are entitled to do either a 12-month to apply for a 12-month visa for undergraduates, or 24 months for postgraduates, so master's students. This is called a stay back visa to work in Ireland upon graduating. So that is a really wonderful thing, and many of our international students do decide to stay for either the 12 or the 24-month option, depending on if they're undergrad or master's student. As I say, our UL Careers Connect service offers one-to-one counselling and assistance for job searching and working with our graduates. The average graduate salary is around just over 35,000 a year, 35,500 in the first year, and 96% of our graduates are in employment or further studies within 6 months of graduation. If you decide after doing your 12 or 24 months in Ireland that you do want to stay for a little bit longer, you can also apply for the Tier 2 visa, and this is for 3 years in duration. The following requirements must be met. You must have a full-time role in an area related to your studies. Salary must be 30,000 or above. Skill shortage, and the company must be willing to sponsor you. So that option is, of course, open to our students as well. It's particularly attractive if you come for a master's and you're here for the 24 months on the stay back visa, and then you do your 3-year Tier 2 visa. Before you know it, then you're in Ireland for 5 years working, and you can apply for permanent residency. So we have many stories of students that do come, and they find themselves here after that 5-year mark, and at that point they're becoming permanent residents of Ireland. So just some information on the salaries. These are for bachelor's degrees. Oh, sorry. Overall bachelor's degrees, it's around, I would say, as I said in my previous slide, it's more closer to 35,500. That's the average graduate salary. Some of them are a little bit lower, but you could take it, the average is 35,500. Mid-tech pharma, these would be kind of starting point salaries, around 32,000, finance around the 30,000 mark, and computer and science around 31. You can take it yourself that 35,000 is roughly on average what the students end up on, and these would be kind of more the starting points for those areas. The structure of our programs then is the undergraduate bachelor degrees, 4-year degree programs. They're study theory and practical based. So in the first 1 to 2 years, they can be a little broader. And as I say, like, they look at theory and practicalness. In year 3, you do your 8-month internship, which is paid. It must be paid in a company related to your field of study. So you're getting that hands-on experience. Personally, I am an alum of the university, and I hand on heart do believe that the co-op that I did all those years ago really stood to me when I was graduating. It really gave me that sense of what I wanted to do, what kind of company I wanted to work in. And if I didn't have that 8 months working as a student, I wouldn't have been as clear as what I wanted to do. I do know that. Year 4, then you complete your program and you do your research project called your final year project. And then that's it. You're finished, and you're in a position to apply for your 1-year stay back visa. The fees for our undergraduate program do vary, and they range from 12,000 to around 18,000. Science and engineering programs are usually around the 18,000 mark, with arts and humanities around the 12, and the KBS around 15. And then the structure of our postgraduate programs. They're usually around 1 year. 2 thought semesters. September they all start, taking you right up to May. So the first semester would start in September, and the second semester would start in January, and you finish kind of your thought element by May, and then of course you would be finalizing your research project over the summer. After a master's program, you can apply, you're eligible to apply for a 2-year stay back visa. Fees for the masters they range from around 11 to 18,000 depending on the course. A small number of our postgraduate masters do start in January, and these are usually the sports science masters that start in January. There's only a handful of them, but the majority of our courses will start in September. I'd like to show you a very short video just on student experience here at UL, just to give you more of a flavour of what you can expect as a student. It's actually some of our students talking about their experience here, and it's very short. So
the culture of Ireland just draws me here, whether it's the literature, the music, going out and seeing the landscapes really just moved my soul.
I decided to come to Ireland because my priority was how the environment would
oh, sorry.
be. It was safe and friendly, and of course, such an excellent education system. There is a lot of job opportunities. Ireland is growing really fast and it's letting us grow with it. I haven't even finished my master and I got a job.
The opportunities in Dublin are great. There's so many huge businesses and there's so many opportunities to do postgrads. There's definitely something for everyone.
My experience so far has been nothing but positive. The university I attend is very supportive. The facilities and the resources are just endless.
The teachers are some of the best in the world, best experience in their fields, and you can really learn from them, not just what they're teaching you in the class, but their own perspectives.
The Irish people have a huge heart. Whenever you need help, anything, they're really friendly. I think it's the perfect environment to be a student.
There's always something to do. The city life here is vibrant and full of good craft.
Coming to Ireland has been one of the best decisions in my life. It has opened up a lot of avenues for me.
Looking back 4 years ago, I had no idea how much it would change my life to come to Ireland, and it's truly been life-changing. I think that the people that I've met, the friends that I've made will be my lifelong friends, and Ireland as a whole will always hold a special place in my heart.
So I hope that just gives you a flavour of some of our student experiences and what they've enjoyed about studying at the University of Limerick and why they've loved their time here so much. Like at University of Limerick, you can expect a journey with amazing experiences and future successes. Our student experience and happiness is excellent. Our internships and our industry experience is second to none. We have an extremely high graduate employment rate. Limerick is a very affordable city to live in. It's a compact city. It is affordable. Obviously, there's a lot of companies located in Dublin, and Dublin being our capital, there's a lot of interest there, but we would have a much more affordable standard of living than in other parts of the country, and quite a high standard of living as well for our students. And we're the fastest growing economy. Limerick has the fastest growing economy in Ireland outside of Dublin. We have a host of multinational companies on our doorstep, and providing the opportunity for graduates to get invaluable work experience during their studies and afterwards is really, really important to us. And I hope that's come across in today's presentation, just how much we want our international students to have the best experience they possibly can, and while they're here and beyond. We want to make their 4 years here for undergrad or their 1-year masters here the best decision that they have made in their education. So just then, if you want, I'm more than happy to take questions. But if you do want to jot down any of our contacts for general queries, feel free to send them to our UL Global mailbox. We do post, our student ambassadors regularly post about their time at UL on the studyireland.ie website. They'll talk about their experiences of living and studying in Limerick. And then, of course, you'll find us across all social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're UL Global. And we do run monthly webinars for information for our students. So feel free to drop us an email if you'd like to join any of our webinars. We'd be delighted to have you on it. If any of you are offer holders, please make sure you download Campus Connect. We're very active on Campus Connect, answering questions and talking with our students. And it's also a great way if you are an offer holder to engage with other students before you even arrive here. So I think that's it. I think we've got a couple of questions that I saw in the question box. So we might start with those, Tavula, will we?
Yes, thank you so much for your presentation. Really, really informative. Shall we kickstart the questions? So,
I think so.
okay, let's see. So there is a question here about accommodation. How easy is it to find in Ireland?
So accommodation, like many countries across the world, and particularly in Ireland at the moment, there is a severe accommodation shortage. We do ensure that our international students coming, particularly for first year international students coming and the master students that are coming from 1 year, they are offered the on-campus accommodation first. And we try very hard to make sure that we can look after our international students with accommodation, but there is an accommodation shortage. And for that reason, we strongly urge any student that's coming to us applies for on-campus accommodation. There is maybe this perception that on-campus accommodation is much more expensive, and it's really not, because it covers all of a student's bills with the exception of their food. It covers their heating, it covers their Wi-Fi, it covers electricity. It's their apartment style living, so you can share with anything from 2 to 6 other people in a shared kitchen environment. But you do have your own private bedroom. In some instances, you can pay for your own private bathroom. It's not the American style dorms where you're sharing sleeping accommodation. All our accommodation does provide students with their own private bedroom. And when you break down the cost of utilities, and given that there's such an accommodation crisis, rent on off-campus accommodation is actually very high at the moment. So when you break it all out, it really does work out very well. And as I say, any incoming students for their first year, we do open up the on-campus accommodation to them first. So there is a very good chance, if you want on-campus accommodation as that first year student in undergrad or a master's student, that we'll be able to accommodate. And we do try our best to work with even returning international students to assist them with that.
Thank you for that. We do have a question specific to the engineering role. So is there any advice for any in terms of jobs which can match qualification in engineering in Ireland? Do you have any information for that?
What I would say, is this the automotive engineering question?
That's correct, yeah.
What I would say to that student is, if there is a particular course that they're interested in doing, the course director's details are listed on each of the web pages. So if you have a question about a specific program and the work opportunities afterwards, I would reach out to the course director, because they will be more than happy to answer any questions you have about those specific course questions. They hold the appropriate knowledge there.
And how high do the English proficiency need to be?
So with English language requirements, if you have completed your study in a country where English is the national and tuition language, you are exempt from English language requirements. If that is not the case, you can still apply for one of our programs. And if you receive an offer, it will be on a conditional basis that you meet the university's English language requirements. The English language requirements then are, I'm just going to bring them up here in front of me so I can. So with the Duolingo, the minimum score must be 110 and no less than 100 in any component. And an interview may be required as well. So that would be the Duolingo. The IELTS is another popular one that students apply with, a minimum score of 6.5 with no less than 6 in any component. And the TOEFL, the TOEFL 580 paper-based or 90 on the internet-based.
Thank you. Are there lots of clubs to join?
So many.
And how friendly is Ireland? I mean, we all know how friendly Ireland is.
So many. We have over 80 clubs and societies. Clubs and societies is just huge. Actually, just last week, the students held the Clubs and Societies ball. It was great fun. We were watching all of the girls in their beautiful cocktail dresses and the guys in their tuxes. They were off to the Clubs and Societies ball. There's over 80. There literally is something for everybody. And if there isn't a club or society with a particular interest that you have, set it up. You will get this. We want, there's no problem. Like, it's whatever you want to do, you can make of it yourself. But we do have over 80. Our UL Sports Arena has so many facilities. Like, we have a new rock climbing wall. So there is now a rock climbing club society. We really want our students to enjoy their time here and make the most of it. So yes, clubs and societies are just integral to that. I can't speak highly enough about how much fun and how much the students love all the different clubs and societies that are available to them. It's from chess to water sports to, to different sports, on the field. We are known as Ireland's sporting campus. So there's a lot of clubs and societies based around that. But as I say, then we have other things like drama and chess or reading. So there really is something for everybody. Irish people are very friendly, and we really like to mind our international students. We are setting up the UL Global Lounge in the next number of months. We do have our reception area here in our offices, but we are setting up a global lounge just for international students where, when we host our events every year, we host Diwali, or we'll host a holy event, or we will host something for Lunar New Year. We host Thanksgiving for our American students. So when we will run all of those out of our new global lounge, which we're really looking forward to opening, and we want our students to enjoy that. Some of the off-campus accommodation options that students will go for example, will be with Irish families. There's a number of Irish families that will open their doors to international students, and they specifically want to take international students because they want to give them a really good experience while they're in Ireland and let them stay with their family. And international students are very well regarded because they're known for being very respectful while they're here. So they do have a great relationship with the Irish community as well. And when we had a large contingent actually march in our St. Patrick's Day parade recently, it was just brilliant. So we had our international students march in the St. Patrick's Day parade to represent the university. To show just how rich our culture and how diverse now our country is becoming and our campuses.
Amazing. That sounds really fun. I wish I was there.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
Great. Well, we do have a few questions here about scholarships and financial aid. Can you give any advice to these students?
I can. So when you make your application to the university, you're automatically reviewed for scholarship. The scholarship is €1,500 per year, and the requirements are based on they're individual to each of the courses. But there is, what I might pop into the chat there actually is I might put in the link for the students to read more about the scholarships for the international students. But there is a scholarship for each of them, or that they're eligible to apply for. So there we go. That's gone into the chat, and they'll be able to find out more about each of the scholarships. But it's €1,500 for each of them, and it'll go down through what the minimum criteria are to meet that qualification for the scholarship.
Okay, that would be brilliant. If you could maybe put that in the chat. Did you put that in? Yes, that's
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
All right. That's great. We have a question here about the requirements I need aside from the English test. Is there a CV that they need to send over?
That would depend. So if they're a master's student, yes. Minimum requirements usually for master's students would be that they would have had a second class honours degree grade 2 in a relevant undergrad area. As I say, it is each application and the course entry requirements are unique to that course. But yes, you would also be submitting in all instances a CV or resume and a letter, like a personal statement letter explaining why you want to do the course. And in that letter you can really explain about yourself, your circumstances, why you want to do it, your background, your work, and more about your work experience.
Thank you. And actually that brings me on to a personal statement question. How can you stand out when applying for the personal statement?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So what we would encourage students to do there is to really speak about your own experience. And the greatest thing I feel you can do is to explain what's driving you. Why do you want to come to Ireland? What is it about that program that's driving you to want to come to do it? That they're really key things to hold in the offer letter, in your personal statement. And again, like the resume will encompass much of your work experience, but your personal statement gives you that opportunity to address it further, to go that level deeper. You know, examples of, you know, experience that you might not have been putting into your resume. Just really make it your own.
Understood. There is a question about it's a 2-year course nursing assistant. Open for internship in Ireland?
So we would have 1-year different types of master's nursing programs, and we also have our 4-year undergraduate nursing programs. So we wouldn't have 2 years, but we would have the 4-year nursing program for undergrads, and the midwifery programs then would be the masters for the year.
Okay, thank you. And there is one about qualifications. What qualifications do you accept at your university? For example, can someone with a diploma, a higher national diploma, or a degree apply for an undergrad program?
For an undergrad program, yes. Each of the course web pages will go through the specific entry requirements for international students. So like, I'm gonna just pick our BBS program, just for an example. And if I go onto the BBS program webpage, sorry, my internet's a little bit slow. But as I scroll down on it, there is course entry requirements, and there's a drop down there. So you just pick your country, and it will tell you what the specific course entry requirements are for your country for that program, and that's listed for all of our undergraduate programs.
Thank you. That's really helpful. And lastly, we're on to our last question. Guys, get them in if you can, because we will be finishing soon. Will you waive any application fees for competitive students from less privileged backgrounds?
Unfortunately, we can't waive application fees. The application fee is €50, and unfortunately, it's university policy that we don't waive the application fees, I'm afraid. So that stands for everybody. And I understand that if funds are tight, and even a small amount can be, you know, feel like a large amount. But we've set the fee at €50 because we feel it is a fair amount. And that's unfortunately university policy not to waive that.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for your questions. Thank you for attending today, and thank you, University of Limerick, for your wonderful presentation. If you have any last words, feel free to kind of give some students some advice.
I would say that the next number of years in your life are really, really exciting. It's very daunting. I can't actually say as well, I have to acknowledge just how brave you are to come from so far away to another country, particularly undergrad students. You're young to do that. I have so much admiration for you that you have that bravery and that drive to come and study abroad, be it at the University of Limerick or someplace else. I just think that's really incredible, and I think you should absolutely, you know, acknowledge that within you, that you are that type of individual, that you've got that bravery within. We love our international students. We would love if you came to the University of Limerick, but we want you to come to us if it's the right fit, because we want you to be happy. Our student experience and their student happiness is really, really important to us. We don't want a student to come that's if they're not feeling it, if it doesn't feel right, or they think that they would be happier in another university, then we would say, well, go there, go to that, because your happiness and your contentment while you're with us is just so important. And we will put supports in around you while you're here so that you will enjoy your time here and that you will thrive. We don't want our students surviving. We want them thriving. That's, you know, that is our motto. That's where we go with them. You know, I've covered all the big hitters, like we've our internship program, our links with industry. We are a phenomenal university. I'm incredibly proud to be an alumni from here, and I'm incredibly proud to come back now as staff and represent the university. You know, there isn't enough good things I can say about it. If you've any questions, please feel free to reach out to us in UL Global, at ulglobal@ul.ie. We're happy to answer any questions. There's nothing that we won't do to help you guys, be it however we can.
Thank you so much. All right, everybody, thank you for your attendance today. Thank you to those on Facebook. We will be in touch shortly with the video to those who registered, and any questions, like we said, they will be able to be answered directly from University of Limerick. All right, have a good day or evening wherever you guys are. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.